Hi everyone, I'm Rico.
And I'm Alex, and you're watching Disney Channel. Just kidding, we're talking about Universal Orlando.
If you've been following our channel, you know that we recently went to Orlando and we did Disney World for 4 days and we spent 1 day at Universal. And the big question that we had was, do we need to get an express pass for our Universal day?
Yeah, how much can we get done at Universal without an express pass?
We're here to tell you about that.
Yeah, we're going to go through all the rides, every activity we were able to get done, as well as some of the food options we got to try in our day at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure.
Yep, and then if you stick around for the whole video, we do have 3 bonus tips on how to maximize your time if you are not using an express pass. So make sure you hang around till the very end. So first things first is, what is the Express Pass at Universal?
Yeah, so Universal's Express Pass is very similar to Disney's Fast Pass system. Well, I guess not similar. It's their skip the line service, but it's pretty different than Genie Plus. As you know, with Genie Plus, there's a lot involved with an app and reservations and things like that. At Universal, there are no booking of any times required. You just walk up to whatever ride you're ready to use your pass on and hop in the Express Pass line, and you can go ahead and skip the line.
And that's as long as you pay the price. So how much is it for an Express Pass?
So we're talking an average of $170 per person per day, up to, there's another option for up to $250 per person per day. So there are 2 tiers. One is just the Express Pass.
And the Unlimited, Express Pass Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference is, with the Express Pass, you can go to any of the rides that are participating. It's really just about every ride except for Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Mm-hmm. And you could use the Express Pass on any of those up to 1 time per day. If you have the Express Pass Unlimited, just as its name suggests, you can use it an unlimited amount of times on any ride on the list that is applicable for the Express Pass Unlimited.
Yeah, so we were actually considering the Express Pass since we only had 1 day to spend in both parks. We wanted to get as much done as we could. And we really did think about the Express Pass, but at the end of the day, since Hagrid's wasn't included, and that is my favorite ride in the park, we just decided it probably wasn't worth it for us.
And we thought it would be a fun challenge to see just how much we can do in 1 day without the Express Pass. So we did not have early entry to Universal. We did not have the Express Pass. We did stay in a hotel that was not related with Universal. That was about a 20 to 25 minute walk away from the park. So we were able to leave about an hour in advance and get there 40 minutes before the park opened and hang out and just make sure we were in the front of that pack before the park opened. So our strategy, as soon as we entered the park when they opened at 9 o'clock in the morning, was to go to Jurassic Park and do Velocicoaster. As Alex said, we are both great fans of Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, but we knew that it was already going to be way too backed up because of the lines from the early entry crowds.
Just a quick note about Universal is that when they say they open at 9, it's not like Disney. They're not going to let you in and let you walk around and shop a little before it opens. They open the gate at 9 and you are able to walk in with everyone else and kind of race to the ride you want to get to, but there's no kind of no prep, I guess. You don't get a little head start. But it's still important to get there early, like you said, to get at the front of the pack. Yeah,
because the Velocicoaster is also a really popular ride, so that line is definitely going to get really full really fast throughout the day.
One thing about Velocicoaster is sometimes it does have a single rider line, but this time it didn't, but we only waited about 20 minutes?
It was about a 30-minute wait on Velocicoaster, and we'll include the wait times for each of the rides that we were on here on the screen for your reference too.
After Velocicoaster, we headed over to Skull Island to do Reign of Kong.
Yeah, we figured since the wait time for a Reign of Kong was pretty low at that time, it made sense to start there and kind of work our way counterclockwise in that area of the park and Islands of Adventure. What did you think about Reign of Kong?
It was a little scary, a little bit spooky. Actually just the queue itself was spooky for me. Once we got on the ride, it was kind of like a Jungle Cruise car, and then
in a 3D
ride. Yeah. It was okay.
It's definitely, I thought it was worth checking out at least once. I would do it again, but maybe if you're sensitive to like the 3D rides and motion sickness, maybe.
Yeah, I think I forgot
wary.
just how many rides at Universal were going to be like 3D heavy. 3D heavy. So after Kong, we did continue towards the Marvel superhero area, and we passed through where you can see some vintage cartoons. So Popeye and I think Betty Boop was over there, and I know there's the water ride. I can't remember what that one is called.
There's 2 water rides over there, but we were
Two
not
water
in the
rides.
mood.
So we decided to forego all the water rides. So I'm sorry if those are your favorite. We did not get a chance to check those out.
Right.
Yeah, but we headed over to Marvel Superhero Island. So we went to Spider-Man.
We did do Spider-Man, and that was my first time.
Yeah.
Was it your first time too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was really fun. Definitely
Yeah.
surprised me as one of my favorite rides in the park, for sure.
Some of the effects were kind of weird.
It was cartoony. You kind of have to lean into it a little.
Yeah, but remember there was like, wasn't there like a smell or like they sprayed us with water?
No spoilers.
No spoilers, sorry, no spoilers. But yeah, that was our first time doing Spider-Man. After Spider-Man, we went over to
Doctor Doom's
Sphere Fall.
His Sphere Fall. I mean, it was a really quick wait, really quick ride. Worth checking out.
Yeah, for some people. We're checking out for some people.
Wait, at what point do you take your Dramamine? Do you want to say that?
As we mentioned, several of the rides at Universal feature 3D effects. You may have to wear goggles or glasses, and a lot of them can trigger motion sickness. I don't think that motion sickness is a problem for me, but I was scared that it might be because several friends have told us horror stories that that made me consider taking some motion sick medicine in advance, just to prepare for any kind of casualties along the way. So I believe it was after Kong that I took a Dramamine. I think it was a Dramamine, but I will let you know in a little bubble here what exactly I took. Whatever I took, it was not a non-drowsy option. So several of the rides that Rico got to go on, I was honestly too tired. I needed to rest. I was just a little bit draggy. So while I didn't get motion sick, it did slow us down because I didn't make the right choice in my medication.
But even without that added challenge, you'll be surprised at exactly how much we do get done on this day. And after 4 to 5 hours, it started to wear off and you started to
So from 1 to 10, how tired?
12. After several Starbucks coffees, I was able to rally and pull it together and get a lot of things done.
But make sure whatever medication you take is non-drowsy.
Yeah, I do recommend in your fanny pack, or which we will talk about later, what exactly to put in your bag. But if you bring a bag, pop one of those chewable, motion sick medicines. Just make sure they are the non-drowsy version, so that you can enjoy your day without being slowed down at all. After we got our second Starbucks, I was ready to go. I was ready to check some more things out. So we headed over to Universal Studios, where we were able to see a lot of fun characters.
Yeah, I did. Well, also at this point, I was hungry. So we were making our way to the pink frosted sprinkle donuts from Lark Boy. But on the way there, we did run into some characters.
Yeah, so we got to see quite a few characters, several that I actually only know through my nieces and nephews. So one of those is Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. She was having a huge dance party. It was super fun. I would definitely love to be one of her dancers. It looked awesome. Actually, I'm dressed just like them right now. I'm wearing stripes.
Oh, there you go.
Hire me, Universal.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. We also saw Boots from Dora the Explorer, and we saw the boys from Madagascar. That's King the lion Alex, and King Julian was a little lemur guy.
Yeah, they were really fun. And then we did make our way a little bit through where Shrek and Fiona usually meet. So we did get a glimpse of Fiona, I believe.
Yeah, we didn't get to meet Shrek and Fiona, but we did get to see them.
But they were close to where we ended up, which was the Simpsons.
Springfield,
home of the Simpsons.
Real Simpsons fan over here. Yes, you could tell.
Yeah, I'm really into the Simpsons. I know everything. But we did want to get that donut because it's kind of all over social media how big that donut is.
Yeah, I got the small version of it.
When we saw how big it was, we decided that there was no way we could have finished it. So yes, we did get the small version, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Would you get it over Voodoo?
No, next time. We got Voodoo before going into Universal last time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Voodoo's just a lot better.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Universal, it's different than Disney because both parks are within walking distance. So between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure is the Universal City Walk, and Voodoo Donuts is there. And it is a great option for breakfast as you're heading into the parks.
So next, after Springfield, we made our way to New York. And this was maybe our darkest hour.
What do you mean darkest hour?
Because this is when we were stuck in longer wait times with some crowds.
Yeah, New York, for such a bustling area, we hit quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah, exactly. We started with Jimmy Fallon's Escape from New York. Mm-hmm. And we
have heard about Jimmy Fallon's. We heard it was... Well, we've heard mixed reviews. Mostly negative,
bad.
But sometimes not. Some people love it, so we have seen his show before, so we did know kind of like we knew who hashtag the panda was.
Yeah, the queue
really
is fun. Yeah, the hashtag was really fun.
The queue is definitely different though than anything I've ever seen. Like you get in, you get a color card, and then they call your group by color, but it's chaotic and disorganized, and it took a really long time to get through to that ride.
Yeah, felt like it was unnecessarily long.
Yeah.
But we did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that.
And then the Mummy, that ride was really close by.
Yeah.
So we did that next.
It was scary.
And we had just watched the Mummy before going on this ride. So it was really cool to see, Brendan Fraser's making a little appearance.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you rode Space Mountain, but it was like scary. Like it was like haunted. It
was really fun, and the wait time for this I think was an hour or maybe a little bit over an hour. So we actually did the single rider line, and waited about half that amount of time.
Yeah, anything that has a single rider line, we don't have children, so we are able to kind of hop in and enjoy that perk. We were able to be on the same.
Yeah, we were
the
still
same
in the
car, not next to each other, but typically it's a really great way to save time. So we always would recommend.
Yep.
And we did get stuck on that one in the fire room. So that was a little scary, but we got out.
Yeah, we made it.
The Mummy let us go.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, so after the Mummy, we needed a bit of a palate cleanser, so we headed to Minion Land because they're so cute and so sweet. But we actually were going to become villains at VillainCon, which was a walk-on.
Yeah, this was a walk-on. We were excited because we had heard really fun things about it. I think I need to try it again to really understand how it works.
It's a shooting game.
Yeah.
And you are actually standing. It's like a walking. What is that called? You're standing and it's moving. A moving platform. That's what it's called, I think. You're on a moving platform and you are shooting your gun and at different things and trying to become a supervillain. And actually, if you get the Universal app, you're able to like save your score and compete and like. I know that a lot of people. I was terrible, so I was glad I didn't save my score, but maybe next time you can.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the app and see if either one of us actually have it on there.
Yeah, but that's kind of a cool perk of like if you have a family that you're all going together, you can compete and see who is the most evil supervillain of all of you, and then next time see if you have a rematch.
And of course, the minions are always a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we made our way to the World Expo to go and do Men in Black. Mm-hmm. Our plan for this one was also to do the single rider line there. I had about a 25-minute wait, and with the single rider, we were able to just walk on. Mm-hmm. So we weren't in the same cart, but you do see you are competing against another cart, so we actually competed against each other on that one, which was kind of fun.
That one was really fun. Definitely more of an old school, like you're shooting at things that are actually not computer based. It's all, most of it is physical, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a laser gun. I will say that I tend to struggle on things like Buzz Lightyear, where the lasers can kind of go into your eyes. I am prone to migraines, and those types of rides do trigger those. So this was a bit of a migraine trigger, just a heads up. But other than that, fun. Really fun.
Then after the World Expo, it was finally time to make our way over to the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
And do Diagon Alley. I think we started with Escape from Gringotts there, which also offers a single rider line. So instead of waiting for like a 45-minute wait, I think it was about an 15 to 18-minute wait for that one for each of us.
And we already have our wands from last time, so we didn't take any time to get our wands.
Yeah, we didn't go to Ollivanders.
Yeah.
No. We also, since we had our wands, so we did make sure we stopped at a couple of the wand stations.
Yeah.
I mean, because of course we're trying to do as many rides as we can, but it's also nice to just like experience it, especially when you're at Wizarding World. Just like be a wizard for a little bit and go to all the little stations, and it was fun to do all the little spells with your wands.
The Wizarding World does get pretty, I mean, it's pretty busy most of the day, but specifically the middle of the day is really busy because that's when people are starting to park hop between the two. Hogwarts Express is located in the Harry Potter area, so I've noticed during the middle of the day is the busiest time. People are kind of jumping back and forth since Universal closes a bit earlier. So we decided to split up. You went to get butterbeer, and I went to get us a seat at the Leaky Cauldron for some snacks.
Yeah, of course, when you're at the Wizarding World, butterbeer is a must. Last time we had, or I tried the frozen butterbeer, and this time we just went for the regular butterbeer, and the cold butterbeer. Yeah. They also have a hot option, which we've yet to try. So we had the cold butterbeer, and we had the fizzy orange juice from there.
Yeah, which was your favorite?
The butterbeer.
Yeah, butterbeer was definitely my favorite too.
And I mean, both of them are pretty good.
The fizzy orange was a nice option too.
The fizzy orange was nice. I'm glad I tried it, but next time I would just get the butterbeer. And comparing the frozen and the cold butterbeer,
cold all the way.
Cold is really good, but if it's a particularly hot day, frozen is good too. I like both.
I liked the cold because it has like a foam on the top that with the frozen I didn't really get to enjoy. So with the cold, it's still iced, so you may have to drink it faster. But I think it would still be enjoyable on a hot day.
Yeah. And then at the Leaky Cauldron, we just had a couple of snacks there.
We just decided to go with some Scotch eggs, which are hard-boiled egg covered in sausage and fried. And then fries. Did we get french fries?
Yeah, we got like potato wedges.
Sorry, potato wedges. Or maybe they're called something more wizardy than that. But everything was pretty good. It also came with a beet salad. I don't know if I recommend the beet salad. I don't recommend the beet salad, but...
yeah, and that was fun. I like 3 broomsticks a little bit better. But... yeah. Maybe we'll have to try something other than just Scotch eggs at the Leaky Cauldron.
I was curious about the jacket potatoes. I know there's a booth with potatoes, but it just seemed a little heavy for the day that we were there. So... yeah.
So then after we had our snacks, we made our way to the Hogwarts Express.
Was this our longest wait of the day?
Yeah, it was up there. It was quite a bit of a wait.
Maybe next time we would recommend grabbing an extra butterbeer so you can have it in line with you, waiting for the Hogwarts Express. Right. Yeah.
I think by this time it was around 3, almost 4 o'clock, so we knew we had to get back to the other park if we were going to do Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure and some of the other rides over there still.
Yeah. Hogwarts Express is just like from the movie. You get to ride the train over to either going towards the castle, which we were. We were going towards Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah, Castle and Hogsmeade.
Or you were heading back towards Diagon Alley. There's different scenes in the windows that you'll see along your way, so we recommend trying both directions at some point in your life. Definitely the side with the castle, Islands of Adventure side, has some more rides that are more thrilling, like Hagrid's and like Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey.
That's right. So yeah, our first thing we wanted to do was Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. It was about a 70-minute wait by the time we got there. So yeah, we just...
Again, I recommend grab an extra butterbeer, another one for this line. Just keep it going so that you don't even think about how long you're waiting in line.
Well, and it didn't feel that long, It was all right.
Yeah, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is my favorite ride at Universal. I know Velocicoaster is a bigger roller coaster, but Hagrid's has kind of that sweet spot between thrilling and themed that I just love. But it always has a long wait because a lot of other people feel the same way. But it's worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely worth it. So, and 70 minutes, I think, is still a little bit below the average wait time for Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Yeah. And so we kind of knew when we were in line, we were going to be cutting it close, maybe an hour before the park was going to be shutting down. So we were thinking, do we ride Hagrid's again? or do we go and do like Flight of the Hippogriff and maybe a couple of other smaller things around the area?
Right, before everything closed for the night. We decided to try to get a couple more smaller rides in, just so we could tell you guys how many rides we got done. No, just because, we didn't want to be waiting and, what if it went down, or what if, all sorts of things could happen. So, we decided to move on. Flight of the Hippogriff is where we went next. I actually like that ride too. I think it's really fun.
It's a kiddie coaster, but it is really fun. And then we went shopping for chocolate frogs and Birdie Bots, every flavor of beans. Yeah. Some of those Harry Potter staple items that we wanted to take home.
Yep. And then we headed over to Minion Land again.
Yeah, we decided to rally and make our way back down Islands of Adventure to the front of the park.
Yeah. Islands of Adventure closed about an hour before Universal Studios. So Flight of the Hippogriff was our last ride there. We were able to pop into the chocolate and candy store and grab a couple things before everything closed on Islands of Adventure side. And then we headed over to Universal Studios. So we knew we had to check out something from the front of the park if we wanted to get something else in. So we went to Minion Land again and rode Minion Mayhem, which was a very, very sweet story, but probably the closest I came to throwing up all day. So I don't know if I recommend it. Maybe just watch the movies.
It was still really fun. It's worth checking out. Nothing. I don't.
You do get to go into Gru's house.
Yeah.
Not Groot. Gru's house, which is cool because you get to see like little pictures of him when he was a kid, and like it's very well themed. But yeah, it
probably still beats Jimmy Fallon's.
Yes,
right?
It still beats Jimmy Fallon.
And we haven't ridden Fast and Furious yet, but from what we hear, that's definitely bottom of the barrel.
I was sad that we skipped Fast and Furious just because everyone talks about it and the experience, but we just didn't have enough time.
All right, so that concludes our day at Universal Orlando. If you were counting along with us, that was 20 total attractions. That includes 13 rides, 4 characters, 2 experiences, and 1 show that we did.
Yeah. The Gabby show. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of those shows going around, so it's really cool to just be able to stop by and enjoy it for a few minutes.
I think we also saw some people of New York show, but
we did, but we were pretty far from that one, so we're not counting that on our list. We'll be fair. We're also not counting Shrek and Fiona since we just kind of walked.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But anyone that we actually met, we're counting on that list. So that was, 20 is pretty high number.
Yeah. This was after 4 days at Disney, and we, like I said, we did have a little bit of a setback with the drowsy medication, but next time hopefully we can beat 20.
Yeah, and that does not count our dining experiences either. Mm-hmm. That was 3 of those. That was Lard Boy, Hopping Pot, and Leaky Cauldron. Mm-hmm. So is the Express Pass really worth it? Of course, we think it would have helped. It could help you get more rides in, but as you can see, we clearly got a lot done without it.
Yeah, I think, we got a lot done. We tried to really prioritize things that we didn't get to check out last time for the most part. Like, of course, we want to ride our favorites, but for the most part, we just wanted to see kind of some other rides that the last time we didn't get to ride.
Like, we didn't get to do Forbidden Journey, and we didn't do Rip Ride Rocket.
And we didn't get to check out the Born Supremacy show. Is that what it's called? Born Stuntacular. Born Stuntacular. That show is pretty cool. So we didn't get to check that out this time. I think personally for me, I feel like I know which rides I want to prioritize and which ones I might be okay not riding. So I would be okay to not get the Express Pass. It is very expensive. And
especially if you have multiple family members, to pay an average of $170 per person for the Express Pass, that can really add up.
But at the same time, like, if you do have a family of 4 or something and your kids really want to ride, like, so many rides, or you want to do everything, like, I think the Express Pass is a good way to do more.
Sure.
But it would have to be, like, this is our only Universal trip for, 15 years or something. It's just so expensive. And I think ideally, like, couldn't you even get, like, 1 park per day ticket for, like, cheaper than the Express Pass?
And just take your time and enjoy
Right.
each park on its own. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good option too.
We have different philosophies too. There's all sorts of different ways you could do Universal. I think for me, if I'm gonna be doing Harry Potter, I kind of want to be immersed in Harry Potter. So next time,
Yeah.
maybe we would plan like, okay, like we're fully gonna be in Harry Potter Wizarding World for most of our time, and then get a couple of our other favorites done, like Velocicoaster or the Bourne Stunt Show or Gabby's show or something. And maybe just deprioritize some of those smaller rides, but we didn't know that. We didn't know about them, so.
Yeah, but now we do. And we actually even have a few lessons learned from that. We have 3 bonus tips for you on how to maximize your time now if you're not planning on getting the Express Pass. Or even if you are, this could still be useful for you. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Disney, more theme park, more travel content that we'll be cranking out here soon. All right, so our first tip for you has to do with the locker system at Universal.
Yeah, so a lot of the rides at Universal require you to put all of your belongings in a locker. Some of those include some free lockers that are smaller, that would fit something like a fanny pack. I got this one on Amazon. I really like it. It works well for crossbody or regular. But this was definitely small enough to fit in the Universal lockers.
Right. So
I didn't plan all the way for this trip well. Like, I was remembering Universal to be a little bit different than it was.
it's not like Disney where you can bring your backpack on a lot of the
Right.
rides. You have
Yeah.
to have a locker big enough for your backpack, and there's only a few of those scattered throughout around each park that you do have to pay for.
Yeah, I had brought this fanny pack, and I had also brought like a, I think it's called Kabu, like a sling backpack. The bag was too big, so I had to run back because there's not very many convenient locations with the bigger lockers that you need to rent. I had to run back to the very entrance of the park and put my bag, my bigger backpack, in one of those lockers in order for us to be able to ride those bigger rides like Velocicoaster, like Hagrid's, and even the Mummy, I think.
Most of the rides,
Yeah.
you're gonna need a locker for your backpack.
So I think next time we would definitely recommend like grab 2 of these. I know like Rico doesn't really like to carry a bag. I have things that I need. I have my sunscreen, my sunglasses, my little protein bar, and of course my unfortunately drowsy motion sickness medication. All that I needed to bring in my fanny pack, but I think it would be a good idea for everyone in your party to just bring a fanny pack. That way you can kind of share the load of different things that you need to carry with you.
Yeah, and with a fanny pack, you're going to be able to go on almost all of the rides without having to check into a locker. The rides that will require a locker for even a small thing like a fanny pack are just Velocicoaster, Hulk, and I might be misremembering 1 or 2 other ones, but we'll put them here on the screen. And those rides will have their own special smaller lockers that you can use one time while you're on that ride without a fee. So that's why we highly recommend using something like a fanny pack instead of a full-on backpack or crossbody bag. And if you wanted to use the one that Alex used, the link to that is in the description below.
Also, I just use it every day, like to walk the dogs and for all sorts of things. So it's really, really useful.
Bonus tip number 2 is to take advantage of early park admission by staying at one of the Universal resorts.
Yeah, so several of the Universal resorts, all the Universal resorts will give you early park entry. So that gets you into a lot of Wizarding World early. And if you can get into like the Hagrid's line before even the general admission happens, I feel like you can definitely ride it faster than everybody else. And then also you might be able to ride it twice in one day, which is the dream.
Yeah, it gets you in an hour early, and it's only select rides on certain days, and that changes frequently. So just make sure you're checking ahead of time. But most of the time, it does include either one of the Wizarding Worlds.
And it will at least give you an extra time to like if you need to get your wand or you need to just get yourself ready for the day. A lot before the general admission comes. Also, with a couple of the Universal hotels, you can actually get Express Pass included if you're already consider staying, in a Universal resort. check out the ones that offer Express Pass that are included with your stay, because that's just an extra bonus.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
And bonus tip number 3 is to use the single rider lines. Obviously,
Yeah.
we did that. The ones that we used were The Mummy, Escape from Gringotts, and Men in Black.
Mm-hmm.
The standby lines, we totaled those all together, was about a 2-hour and 10-minute wait and standby. So by using the single rider lines, we only waited a total of 58 minutes for all 3 of those. Cutting our time in half, less than half.
Yeah, for sure. I think single rider line is, for the most part, really, really helpful. There were quite a few school groups there while we were there, so those groups were actually utilizing the single rider queue when normally they wouldn't be. I feel like most of the time school groups
Right.
just use the regular line, but so for the Mummy, for instance, our wait would have been much shorter, except for we were behind a school group of about 30 people.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind too, that your wait could even be reduced more without those kind of circumstances.
And there are several more rides that offer the single rider option. If you download the Universal app, you can actually filter by single rider lines on the app.
Yeah.
So check that out. Yeah, so that concludes our video. We do hope you found some tips to help you out for your next trip to Universal.
It was really awesome to get more lay of the land, and definitely have a couple of different strategies next time. Maybe it's more Harry Potter focused, maybe it's more thrill ride focused, maybe it's more, we didn't actually get to check out any of Dr. Seuss landing this
We did
time.
not, no.
So maybe it's more, those themed lands that we didn't get to check out next time, but
And something we're thinking about doing too is next time we go is actually getting the Express Pass and seeing how much we could do with an Express Pass to give you a real proper comparison
compare
here. So if you want to see that, just make sure you let us know in the comments below.
yeah. All right.
Till next time.
Bye.